I don't have the money to take care of you, and I don't want to kill you with knife. That is why I'm placing you here to die by yourself. After all, I don't even know your father, the woman said, while putting her baby beside the water. But a day of regret is coming. If you are new to this channel, please subscribe to this YouTube channel. Get comfortable, grab your popcorn as we tell this interesting story. It was a cold, lonely night in the village of Agoda. The wind was blowing softly, but the heart of the woman called Martha was harder than stone. In her shaking arms was a 6-month-old baby girl, crying softly, not knowing she was being left to die. Martha looked around. No one was there. Just the sound of the river, frogs croaking, and her baby's voice. "I'm sorry," she said, her voice low. "You came at the wrong time. I have no money. No food. No help. I can't train you. If I take you home, both of us will suffer. So let the water take you away. Maybe it's better this way." The baby moved her tiny hands. She kicked softly in the dirty cloth Martha had wrapped around her. She was innocent. She didn't understand. She only wanted to be held and loved. But Martha had no love left. She placed the baby close to the water's edge, turned around, and ran into the dark bush. She didn't cry. She didn't look back. She left her baby to die, like a mistake that should never have happened. But God was watching. That same night, a woman named Madame Rose was returning from her farm. She was tired. She had no child of her own. Her feet were sore from walking, but her ears caught something, a sound like crying. She stopped. She listened. "Wait, is that a baby?" she said, dropping her basket. She followed the sound. Her heart started beating fast. And then she saw her. A small baby girl, shaking in the cold, lying beside the river. Madame Rose gasped and ran forward. "Jesus! Who left you here? You poor little angel." She picked the baby up and hugged her tight. Tears came down her cheeks. "Don't worry, my child. I won't leave you like your mother did. I may not have much, but I have love." Madame Rose took the baby home that night. She washed her. She fed her. She gave her a name. Miracle. Because finding her was a miracle. Because saving her was a miracle. Because her life was not over, it was just beginning. And even though Madame Rose was poor, she gave Miracle all her heart. The baby who was thrown away now had someone to love her. Growing up in Agoda was very difficult for Miracle, but she never gave up. Every day was a battle against hunger, cold, and poverty, yet her heart was full of hope. Madame Rose, the woman who saved her from the river, worked very hard on her small farm. Even though she was old and tired, she never complained. She loved Miracle like her own child and did everything she could to give her a better life. "Miracle, you are my gift from God," Madame Rose would say with tears in her eyes. "No matter how hard life is, you will be someone great one day." Miracle listened to her words and promised herself she would not disappoint Madame Rose. She wanted to repay the kindness that saved her life. Every morning, Miracle woke up early to sweep the house and help with chores before going to school. Sometimes, she did not have enough food to eat, but she never missed a day of school. She wore old clothes and torn shoes, but her smile was always bright. At school, Miracle worked very hard. She was quiet and humble, but she was the best in her class. Her teachers were amazed at how fast she learned and how well she answered questions. Some children teased her because she was poor, but Miracle ignored them. She knew their words were just noise. Madame Rose was always proud of Miracle's success. After every exam, she celebrated even the smallest achievement. She would say, "My daughter, you are shining brighter than the sun. I am so proud of you." When Miracle finished primary school with excellent grades, Madam Rose made many sacrifices to pay for her to attend secondary school. Sometimes, she sold a little food she had or worked longer hours on the farm. At secondary school, Miracle's hard work continued. She walked long distances every day and studied late into the night. Even when she felt tired or hungry, she never gave up. Her teachers noticed her determination and made her class leader. She helped others with their lessons and kept the school clean. She was loved by many. Finally, when Miracle finished secondary school, she was the best student in her year. Her name was written on the school board, and many people came to congratulate her. Madam Rose held Miracle tightly and said with tears, "You have made me so proud. From the day I found you by the river, I knew you were special. This is only the beginning for you." And Miracle knew it too. After finishing secondary school, Miracle received the greatest news of her life. She was admitted to study entrepreneurship at the University of Lagos. It was a dream come true. For a girl who had once been left to die by the river, this was a chance to change her life forever. Madam Rose was overwhelmed with joy. "My daughter, you are going to the big city to learn how to build your own kingdom," she said, holding Miracle's hands tightly. At university, life was different and challenging. The city was loud and busy. The classrooms were large, and the students came from many places. But Miracle did not feel afraid. She remembered Madam Rose's words and the promises she made. She studied hard every day. She read books, took notes carefully, and asked questions whenever she did not understand. Her lecturers saw her determination and praised her. "I have never seen a student work as hard as you," one lecturer said. "You have a bright future ahead." Miracle's efforts paid off. When it was time to graduate, she stood tall among her classmates. She was named the best student in entrepreneurship. The university gave her a small reward for her hard work, a little money to help start her business. With tears in her eyes, Miracle held the money tightly. "This is not just money," she said softly. "It is hope. It is the beginning of my dream." Back home, Madam Rose waited for her with open arms. Miracle promised to use the money wisely, to build something that would help both of them. With patience and determination, Miracle started a small business selling goods in the market. She worked from early morning until late at night. Every coin she earned was saved and invested carefully. Slowly but surely, her business grew. What started as a small table with a few products became a large store. People began to trust her. They liked how honest and hardworking she was. Madam Rose watched with pride as her daughter became stronger and more confident every day. "Look at you, my daughter," she said. "From the river to the city, from nothing to something. You are a true miracle." But the journey was far from over. Miracle's little business that started with a table in the market did not remain small for long. Her honesty, discipline, and intelligence brought her more customers than she ever imagined. People came from different parts of Lagos just to buy from her. She treated every customer with respect. She smiled even when she was tired, and she always gave the right balance. Within a few years, Miracle's name began to spread like fire. People no longer called her that poor girl. They now called her Madam Miracle, a young businesswoman with a heart of gold. As her business grew, she opened more branches across Lagos. She registered her company officially and began to employ workers. Her company became one of the best and most respected in the city, a brand people could trust. But Miracle never forgot her roots. She remembered the woman who saved her life, the woman who raised her with love when no one else wanted her. One bright Saturday morning, Miracle surprised Madame Rose with a beautiful house in Agoda village. It was painted white and blue, surrounded by flowers and a small garden. Madame Rose could not hold back her tears. She stood in front of the house, speechless, shaking her head in disbelief. "You did all this for me?" she asked, her voice trembling. "Yes, Mama," Miracle said, hugging her tightly. "You picked me from the river and gave me a chance to live. You believed in me when no one else did. You are my angel." That night, Madame Rose knelt in her room, weeping tears of joy. "God, thank you," she prayed. "Thank you for saving my daughter, and thank you for making her a light to the world." As the years went by, Miracle became richer, more successful, and more beautiful. Her story was told in newspapers, radio, and television. Yet she remained humble and kind to everyone. Then, one rainy afternoon, something unexpected happened. An old, tired-looking woman walked into the company's reception. Her hair was gray, her face was lined with wrinkles, and her clothes were worn and faded. She held her handbag tightly and looked around with fear in her eyes. She spoke gently to the secretary. "Please. I heard there's a vacancy for a cleaner here. I can clean toilets, mop floors, anything at all. I just need a job." The secretary looked at her for a moment and then nodded. "Wait here, madam. Let me take you to HR." The woman was taken to the company's human resources office, and from there, to the very top floor where Miracle's personal assistant worked. Miracle, who was in her glass office with a view of the city, didn't know that the woman who had come to beg for a cleaner's job was the same woman who once dropped her in the river to die. It was Mrs. Martha, Miracle's biological mother, now 60 years old, poor, broken, and alone. And fate had just brought her back to her own daughter's feet. Miracle gave the woman the cleaner job without looking at her face closely. She only saw a tired woman in need, and her heart, as always, was full of kindness. Day by day, Mrs. Martha worked quietly as a cleaner in Miracle's company. She came in early before most people arrived. With her old hands, she mopped the shining floors, scrubbed the toilets, and wiped the glass windows. No one paid much attention to her. To most, she was just another aged cleaner trying to survive. But to life, she was a mother carrying a secret too heavy for her chest. Every time she passed the CEO's office, that big glass room with Miracle's name boldly written on the door, something pulled at her heart. A strange, soft pain. Like a memory calling from far away. She didn't know why, but her heart always trembled at the sight of the young woman behind the desk. Miracle remained warm to everyone. She would greet the cleaners, smile at the guards, and stop to speak kindly to the kitchen staff. She never acted bigger than anyone. Her gentle nature made her staff love and respect her deeply. The company's end-of-year party finally came. The large event hall was decorated with balloons and ribbons. Tables were filled with food. Soft music played in the background, and the entire staff was seated. Even the cleaners were invited and given the best clothes they had. When Miracle climbed the stage, dressed in a flowing red gown, the whole hall became silent. She held the microphone with grace and spoke from her heart. "I want to thank all of you," she began. "This company is standing today because of your support, your hard work, and your belief in the vision." Then her voice lowered, becoming emotional. "I wasn't born into wealth. I was abandoned as a baby, left by the riverside to die. My biological mother didn't want me. She left me with nothing. Not even a name." Gasps filled the room. People looked around in shock. But God sent a woman named Madame Rose. She picked me up, gave me love, raised me, and encouraged me every day to go to school and work hard. She was not my real mother, but she became the mother I needed. The hall was quiet. Some wiped tears. Others looked amazed. At the back of the room, Mrs. Martha froze. Her mouth went dry. Her eyes widened. Her heart began to beat fast. She whispered softly to herself, "No, it can't be." She sat back down slowly, her fingers gripping the chair. After the event ended, most people left happily. But Mrs. Martha did not go home. She climbed slowly to the top floor, one step at a time, until she reached Miracle's office. She knocked gently. "Come in," Miracle said, smiling as she packed some files. Mrs. Martha walked in, slowly. Her legs felt weak. Her lips trembled. She stood in front of Miracle's desk, her eyes wet. I need to say something, please," she said softly. Miracle looked up with concern. "Are you okay, Ma?" Mrs. Martha nodded slowly, then looked directly into Miracle's eyes. "I once dropped a child by a river, many years ago. It's the biggest regret of my life. I've never told anyone. But what you said today..." She paused, trembling. "Could it be you?" The room went silent. Miracle stared at her. Her heart skipped. "What did you just say?" she asked, her voice shaking. Mrs. Martha took a deep breath, her eyes full of tears. "I dropped a baby. A baby I couldn't feed. I left her by the water, and walked away. And all these years, I've prayed for forgiveness." Silence. Then a tear rolled down Miracle's cheek. If you were in Miracle's shoes, what would you do? How would you face a mother who once abandoned you? Watch out for the concluding part of this story, it's coming soon. Don't forget to subscribe so you won't miss it.